Hello and welcome. We're back, Electricians Monday Club. Now, today we're going to be talking about what the best brand of power tool is. I'm Dewalt, Nick is Bosch, and Will's is Milwaukee.
Oi, oi, oi.
What kind of a name is Milwaukee?
Well, it's American, isn't it?
It's a place, Sam, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's a dumb name, isn't it? Milwaukee.
I like the name. I just can't spell it.
Yeah.
Well,
you just got to put loads of double letters in it as well.
Yeah. I had the same thing when I was trying to spell Bosch to start with. Nope. Trust me. Took me a while.
BOSH, isn't it?
Yes, yeah. That's how I've been spelling it.
A quick message from our latest sponsor, Life Audio. Now, they are looking for registered installers around the country. Head over and send an email to lifeaudio@cwagencies.london. It's a great way of upselling your customer, adding value to your jobs, and you get a free t-shirt once you become a registered installer. You get some stickers, and it's a great product to be associated with. Head over to cwagencies.london. All the technobabble and all the links will be in the show notes. Go and check it out. No, so what we're trying to find out tonight is what's the best brand? Like, in my opinion, Dewalt is not the best brand. How about that?
Fair. See, in my opinion, I'm split. Obviously, I'm sponsored with Bosch. I've said that loads of times, but I look at the Milwaukee stuff and go, the range they have is immense. Same as Dewalt, the range they have, but you cannot beat a Bosch battery in my eyes, the Procore stuff. Well, what about you?
Yeah, well, for me, it's like I've had it all. I've had Bosch, like when the 36 drills were about, I used to have all the 36 and I used to love them. Like, they're really good. The thing is with Milwaukee, which I like about them, is where I do domestic and commercial. So I use the 12 volt, like the 12 volt range, as well as the 18. The 18 is ridiculous, like for doing domestic stuff. It's just too powerful. It's all right for the impact for drilling through joists and stuff like that. But what the good thing about it is all their batteries have the different, so it accepts the 12 and the 18. So you don't, so if you buy one, you don't have to, side with the other sort of thing. And plus and all, one other good thing is I've had the Dewalt, Milwaukee, Makita, Hilti as well. And what I do like about Milwaukee is that I've even got out there my first ever batteries with Milwaukee's that I still use them, and they must be about 13 years old, I'd say. The ones I've got are even made in Germany, you know what I mean? So it shows how old they are, because they were part of the AEG group, the Atlas Copco. You know what I mean? But that's what I like. And, and what I do like about them is that they've got everything. It's like that, like which we were chatting about a minute ago, the old leaf blower and all that. And that's just stunning. Do you ever use them, Sam? I suppose you can't really have them on commercial sites, can you?
Do you know what? I've never used a leaf blower. I've never needed to.
No, I'll tell you what, I never thought I needed to. And then I was on site. I was in site in Nebworth, and like a few of the chippies have got it. And where like this year, we've got a load of barn conversions and all that. And have you ever done a barn conversion? You must have, Nick, haven't you?
I have, yeah. I know what it's like.
You drill through the timber, it just stays around everywhere and it goes in the walls. With that, you just go along, blow it clean out. And plus and all, I hate it when it's a dirty site. You know what I mean? I'll kick off with the builders and everything. I won't have it. You know what I mean?
We've had it a few times with using it. Have you ever put it on the side of your drills in the SDSs, especially the dusty stuff, and the amount of stuff you can get out? And then when we're cleaning the Hoover filters out as well, we'll bang them out a bit, but then we'll leaf blower them as well, and they're brand new again.
I've never thought about that, to be fair. I actually bought two of them because I couldn't get hold of that one because they sold out. So I got the older version, which one of the other lads had got. But yeah, it's a good idea, that is, So it looks awesome as well, doesn't
it? I can't believe we're talking about bloody leaf blowers. My thing is, right, DeWalt come along and smashed up Makita, right? So Makita was the one. Chippies love Makita for some reason.
Yeah.
But then what happened is DeWalt come along and they were slightly cheaper and had more of a range and they were a little bit sexier. And then this is a story I heard. The CEO of, or the guy in charge of Dewalt moved over to Milwaukee.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah.
And then what the Dewalt's strategy was when they came into the market to do Makita, is they said, right, we're not going to make any profit for 5 years, no profit. All we're going to do is put money into marketing and R&D, and we're just going to make new tools for specific purposes, and we're just going to market the hell out of it and make no profit. And then when he went to Makita, they done the same thing at the end of Dewalt doing it.
Went to Milwaukee.
Yeah, went to Milwaukee. And then, so that is why they've just blown up. Like, they've really blown up.
I think like I do watch a lot of like YouTubes. That's why I've got my YouTube channel about it and all that. And what I think it was is that Milwaukee was an American, like, I think it's quite an established like drill company, and I think it was bought by the group because as I was saying, like Atlas Copco and AEG, they were the same batteries for quite a while, but they're not anymore. But I've had DeWalt drills. I like Reese, one of the lads, one of the Sparks who works for me, he's got all DeWalt stuff and all that. And some of the stuff's awesome. Like, you know, and theirs come out last year. You know what I mean? And he's got the newer one out. So it's obviously going to be better because it's the newer version.
Yeah. I do find it sometimes with like, when I went to do the ITS tour around their factory and then went to an outlet, the range for DeWalt and Makita's range is huge. I didn't realize how much stuff they make.
They do some nice 12. Sorry, Nick. They do some nice 12 volt. Another Sparks who works for me, he's got like the 12 volts and the little 12 volt drills. Awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's now you look at the multi tool when it came out, and Sam sent me the bandsaw earlier because I didn't think Bosch did one, but they do. But it's obviously people creating it and then they're putting a painting on it and then obviously selling it across like multi tool, the bandsaws, the tea and coffee machine for Milwaukee, for Makita. They're all almost out the same factory, but they're just labeled up different.
Well,
you see it like you see stud cutters. Have you seen the stud cutters? They're about 500 quid. Well,
this is the press. This is the press. That press is down.
No, stud cutter. It's like cutting threaded rods. Mate, they're brilliant, but they're like 500-600 quid. And Hitachi were the first to bring them out. Now DeWalt's got one. Now they've all just rebranded it.
I was going to say they've been out for years, haven't they? Them stud cutters.
Yeah, but you could only ever get the Hitachi one.
I'll tell you what the most impressive one is. I've got it on my TikTok and all that. Have you seen the strut slayer? I think it's made by Rigid, where you literally put it in there and it clamps it down and it cuts it straight like the deep UniStrut. You know what I mean?
No,
it does it within seconds. I've got it somewhere on my TikTok, or and it goes through because the lad Ross I used to work with, he'd done it because we used to spend my whole apprenticeship just like cutting the UniStrut. You know what I mean? Punching the end and all that. It's the worst injury ever.
Oh mate, how many times have you cut through uni and then done your knuckle, just hit on that razor sharp bit of chaff? That is the worst.
Because I did that when I first started. I was doing on the council buildings. And I was given the job. I think I was only there for 2 days. Oh, no, here's a massive, and I've never seen a pile of UniStrut that big. We need this all cutting into 300 mil lengths. So, whoa. And I was going, and I was filing it down. I was spraying the ends. I was doing it all properly. Went out for lunch, took goggles off, and I had people staring at me at McDonald's, and I didn't realize at the time. But the dust line you get from just cutting it about 100 pieces, and I just had bright white eyes. It's only when I went home and I saw myself in the mirror. But yeah, was
you using the bacon slicer? Was you for that?
Yeah, it was just a big metal circular saw. It was
just the worst.
Especially when you're filing rod and you just think, oh, this is the last time I'll do it before the.
That was horrible.
Talking about filing rod though, have you seen the what is it? It's like an inverted cone cutter for what do they call it?
For the trunking?
No, for the rod.
Have you seen Mikey? You know Mikey from Residual Current?
Yeah.
He's got the American version 12 volt Milwaukee bandsaw, which it's got it on the wheel. So when the wheel goes round, it's got it on there.
Mate, that's so good.
What?
Yeah, unfortunately, where I don't do enough commercial work, I can't justify buying a bandsaw.
Yeah, Will, you have a YouTube channel. I need to buy it for a video. There you
You
go.
need to give us a couple of shouts out, guys.
Yeah.
Milwaukee can do it, or Chris can send us one. You know, he's sponsored by Milwaukee, isn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, no, like the bandsaw, because I don't really get it really, because you've got the grinder, you've got I've got the I think they call it hand saw. It's like a reciprocating saw, but it's for the one hand.
Yeah,
Right.
I've seen that. Yeah.
How many tools you need to do the same job? You know what I mean? But
I've got to be honest with you. My favourite tool out of them all is a grinder. It's so easy. I can cut trunking so much straighter with a grinder. Better than a metal cutting skill saw. Better than that. We call them a whizzer. I can cut stuff so much better with a grinder. It's 10 times better than anything else. It's just when you're working on commercial sites, people just don't want to give you a hot works permit from.
No, it's too dangerous, isn't it? Well, you do get them cutting booths. It's like I steer well clear of them sites, but you know the ones with the tool chain with the things, that'd be absolutely ideal. I looked into one from a unit for some reason. I must have been drinking that night or so, but it's about $2,000. It's like, nah, we'll just squint.
Fact. Okay, question then. So, what out of all the tools that Sam owns, I own, and you own, what is your absolutely favorite go-to tool to use that you couldn't live without?
Grinder.
Mine, I'll tell you what mine is, and I can even tell you that your brand is better than mine, and so Sam is, and that is because I haven't got the newer models. I've got 3 of the older models, and that's the multi-tool. Yeah,
I'm going to say multi-tool as well.
It's by far, like, I've literally, you know, Bristol Sparky from Instagram, he advertises all the products. And he's got the, he put on there the multi-tool blades for the masonry.
Yeah.
And all that. And I thought I lost them. I bought 3. I thought I lost them, and I kept meaning to give them to the lads and all that. But where I've bought the new van, emptied it, I've not tried it, but without a shadow of a doubt, a multi-tool, I use it every day.
Same. I think for a spark, that is hands down the best tool.
I think it's every trade, I think, to be fair, isn't it, really?
You know, the funny thing about multi-tool, do you know who invented it first?
Fine.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a fine tool.
Do you know what? I've even reverted back to buying their actual like 240 version, you know?
Really?
Yeah. Their blades by far are the best, but the only trouble is you've got to wait, you've got to be box clever, you've got to go on Amazon and wait until they come on a deal, because they have the Starlock, which is the same as the Bosch ones.
Yeah, which are more expensive. That's what kills me, is buying it. The Bosch I did a thing with Bosch, was the carbide blades, and hand on heart, they are fantastic. They last, they really do, but they cost a lot of money. But I tried to find, I watched it, Adam sent me a TikTok the other day, and he was like, buy one of these. And imagine a normal bench grinder that you sharpen your chisels on, but it had individual grinding blades perfectly set to, like, I think it was 45, a bit less than a 45. And you literally turn it on, you just put your multi-tool blade on it, and it sharpens it all.
I see a TikTok with that.
Yeah, and it was like sharp peg or something like that. It sounded a bit odd. Couldn't find it anywhere. Amazon, eBay, Google, nowhere sold it.
I don't think there's any fucking health and safety. Oh, sorry. I don't think there's any health and safety would let pass that. It's not my joke.
Yeah. It'll drag you in there.
I did actually see a trade lady. I think she was a chippy or something, but she shows she's pretty big. I've not seen her on Instagram, because Instagram's a bit weird, isn't it? It has algorithms where you see a lot of people all of a sudden, and then you don't see them for ages.
Yeah, that's right.
She had like the multi-tool blades, and she was actually filing them down. And I thought, you know, it's a bit jippo, but it's, you know, like for the amount you pay for them. But
I grind them down when we've proper smooth one out. If we're just doing plasterboard and it's plasterboard only, I'll just get the grinder out and I'll give it nice big teeth, and that'll last us for the day, and it's just saved me 7-8 quid for a blade.
That's quite a good idea. Did you go down the avenue of buying the cheap ones from Amazon? You know,
the 240 version of the Bosch one, it doesn't come with the Starlock, or my old one didn't, so I could buy Amazon, buy a box of 50 for 20 quid. But then when I got the battery ones, they came with the Starlock attachment, and you can't buy knockoff Starlock attachments that I can find.
That actually, I see that the Elect show like 2-3 years ago, and that actual amazing, isn't it? Where it just locks in. It's like a transformer sort of thing, isn't it? Where it just locks in. I was mesmerised by that. I think the grinder got that as well. The new grinder. Yeah, the thing is, I find with Bosch, like I don't know if you lads do, but I watch a lot of the American like tool review shows and all that, and Bosch is not rated in America at all.
Really?
Like it's proper looked down upon. I don't know whether it's because they're German or like because they have massive ties with America. Because I think DeWalt American, is it?
Yeah.
American? It is, yeah. And it's like, and I was watching it because I've always been a fan, like especially with the SDS, because they actually brought out the SDS, didn't they?
Yeah, I think so.
When you see their emblem on the sign, the slot drive and whatever it's called.
Yeah, super slotted drive.
They actually worked with Hilti with that, like for how boring was that video I made of that? Where I actually started reading it out loud. I wonder why 3 people watched it.
I think for any of them, because I've tried, so I've bought recently for some videos, I bought the Dewalt Electrician's cable stapler.
Yeah,
And from doing the first video, I should have really had to go on site with it.
Yeah.
Review I did wasn't really, I don't think, very good because I wasn't pushing hard enough. I was just doing stuff. And we've used it on about 6 or 7 jobs since in people's houses. So I had to clip a new shower cable the other day on 6mm twin and earth through a loft. It was amazing.
Yeah.
I honestly rate it.
Funny enough, because my wholesaler is a stockist of DeWalt, and I did try getting one. We did order one, but then all of a sudden, Milwaukee are bringing their own one out, and I thought, there's no point going down the platform because then you have to buy the batteries, and that's why I have no allegiance to Milwaukee that much. But then, like once you've got different, it's just nonsense.
I know.
I thought I'd hold back, but the only thing is because what I didn't like about it, because I did watch your review of it, is that it's never going to be tidy, is it? You know what I mean?
It's not,
and it's all but as you know yourself, and you Sam, like if you're putting all your work on online, then it's just going to get crucified. I know people say it don't matter and all that, but of course it does.
It does. It does.
Everything.
With the 6mm cable and 10mm cable, it was neater than clips. Genuinely, we got it spaced out right. We were happy with it, the right depth.
What do you use? Do you actually use the blade of the to space it out?
So I just hold the stapler up and then go right there we go, and then hold it on the bottom, and it's pretty good length. It's almost hammer width.
Because even the staples, because obviously I literally did order it, but then all of a sudden I just went like the week the Walt was struggling to get hold of them apparently, or and like I looked into the staples, and the staple, the actual clips aren't that expensive at all, is it?
£15 for 400 or something.
Yeah, and that's quite a lot, isn't it? Because you think like the plastic clips, by the time you've lost half of them, and plus and all, you've got to put banding on there now as well, haven't you? To make it fireproof.
On the staples, you don't have to.
No, because that's what I mean. They are fire clips, aren't they?
Yeah, no, I really rate it. And then I got ITS to send me the DeWalt wall chaser, the cordless wall chaser.
Yeah.
Again, did a video which probably didn't show it off because I used it with the Metabo triple blade. Yeah. And it obviously it's not manufactured for the dust extraction. And it worked well the first chase, but then it got clogged up and it just spat it all out. But I'm going to do a video at some point with just the normal 2 blades in it and see how it goes, because it had the power, it was great to use, and the design system of how the blades come in and out, how you can clean it, and it was so much simpler than my Metabo one. I just wish you could just combine the two. It would be brilliant.
Yeah, because I've seen like they've got the grinder, the DeWalt grinder as well, but that must absolutely murder batteries, eh?
Probably.
I know it's 20 volts, 54 volts. I don't
54 volt flexi. Yeah, I think they are.
And they last forever. You could literally power a tank off them.
Yeah.
Really? Is that your quote of the day, Sam? Yeah.
Yeah, power tank off it. I don't know what I was going to say. I'm sitting here like thinking, what are we talking?
You might as well leave, Sam. I mean, Will have got this.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Do you not like tools, Sam? What's your?
You know what? I do like tools. I do like tools. The problem I have is, I don't like being the same as everyone else, and I will not buy into a narrative about tools like everyone else does. Oh, like NICEICs are really good. They're not. They're same as everything else. They're overpriced tat that rust. Same as everything else. I'm a NICEIC hater.
Yeah, but that Jesus.
Yeah.
Will they blow you out or say?
No, I just don't like them. They're like
Yeah, I've got to admit, some of it, but it's the same with everything. I think what the problem is, it's the same with all the power tools, is that they don't explain it themselves, do they? It's like especially DeWalt, I think even Milwaukee now do, like in Screwfix, do a cheaper brushless sort of model.
I know.
And,
I've got
and
one. I've got one of the DeWalt ones.
Yeah,
Right.
and that is the thing, is that I don't think with all because they try and oversell their brand, that they like people think they're buying the top quality stuff, aren't they? It's like with Milwaukee, unless it's fuel, it's not really that great. But
This is my thing. I went in and I bought. I just needed a new drill, just a normal combi drill. Went in there, bought it. Thought, how far wrong can you go just buying a brushless DeWalt drill? Mate, it's gutless. It is so gutless.
There is a reason why it's 99 quid as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, but you think, oh well, it's going to be Screwfix. They got the buying power. They probably get a right good little deal from DeWalt. Like, you don't expect to buy basically a tighted up DIY drill.
Yeah.
I know, this is what doesn't get me. They still sell 10mm chucks instead of the 13mm, but that's just for the DIYers.
Yeah, that's a shock.
That drives me insane.
Like, why? But why I find it with the Bosch stuff, and I've seen it with the DeWalt stuff. Anything with a metal chuck, so my expensive combi drill, the Bosch one, you can use it for 2 weeks on site. You've already got rust on the end of your chuck. It never stays. I'd rather just have a plastic one so it didn't rust.
Nick,
honestly,
do you have one of those little pen? Oh, I don't know what they're called, like the Bosch little.
Bosch Go.
Is that what they're called?
Yeah, mate.
I bought one the other day. They're brilliant.
I absolutely love ours.
When I first got it, have you seen them, Sam? They're like a little speedy, but like a real crap version. But like, they're really funny, because I was chatting to a guy on Instagram about it the other day, because I was doing it, and then all of a sudden the actual drill started spinning in my hands.
Yeah. If it pinches too tight.
Oh, and then you look around like to see if anyone's spotted you. Then you look around.
That's the thing with it, because I bought for a YouTube video ages ago the Weir Speedy.
Yeah.
The very first one.
Yeah.
And it was 240 quid. And it was the first a lot of money that I spent on a video. Yeah. And it was trash because there was no torque in it. It was just took ages to charge. And I ended up giving it away to someone on Instagram saying, if you don't use it anymore, can I have it? I thought, oh, you've got the guts to ask. Yes, you can have it. So I sent it to him. And then Bosch sent me the Go, and I had a go with Adam. And I was like, as simple as this is, you can put screws in it as well. You know, we've had floorboard screws put in with it before. It was really good. So I'm going to get Adam one for his tool bag. But little things like that just speed the day up.
Yeah. Especially if like we do a lot of condition reports, so we literally just zip it off. Obviously, when it comes to tighten them up, it can be a bit different.
That's when we use the impact. Yeah.
As I say, they do like. What else have I got from Bosch?
Let me tell you about impacts first and foremost. I have got a Makita impact. That is the old 10.8 Makita impact.
Yeah, the little one,
mate, and it's about 15 years old. It's on its last legs, but I can do everything with it because it won't over tighten because it's lost all its torque. So I can do everything with it. It's the best thing. It's my best drill I've ever owned. Is a Makita 10.8 volt.
What do you call it? A fluffer? Is it a fluffer? It gets you
Mate,
there,
it's brilliant. You could do up like it's like an impact, so it doesn't fit up tight, but you really have to be pigging it to like break a faceplate.
Do you know what's even tragic? I think I've even seen it on one of your videos. Is it one of those white ones?
Yeah.
Oh, they did the legendary pack ages ago. My mate owned one.
A lad I used to work with, he had one. That's why I clocked it. You know.
If I bought one new, it'd be too powerful. But it's just at that sweet spot now where just before it's about to die, it's just perfect for doing everything with.
Well, this is how like I'm like with tools now as well. Is if someone was to bring, so Bosch brought out for no reason whatsoever, I think it was a black combi drill, just like a limited edition one. I was like, I want it immediately. I missed it out. Sean, Cablesmith Electrical, he's on YouTube. He bought the limited edition black Mega, and I was like, oh man, it's sexy, and I just need it.
I've got 4 Megas, and I'm absolutely jealous about that. They've done 1,000 of them, didn't they?
What are you talking about?
And it's so sad, but I would spend the money just to buy it.
I've got a stealth Mega.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
No, if you saw a picture, you would be yeah, Okay, I
You
agree.
can actually make a few quid off that on eBay. I think I see one on there for 1,500 quid off on that.
Wouldn't surprise me. Really wouldn't.
Yeah.
We'll move on from actual power tools because we'll be talking all night. So I've just sent Will a picture. You can't show anyone. I've sent it on Instagram. So I'm in the process of making electricians' tool bags with velocity.
Oh mate, I bought that test bag. I bought myself.
Good, isn't it?
It is. Oh wow.
It is.
So I designed that myself.
Very sexy.
Yeah, I like that. I like.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to put a picture up of it.
No, you're not.
Why not?
He's not. I'm not allowed to show it yet. I'm months away from it being released, so you can't show it yet.
I'd go for bigger pockets on the side.
Well, it is. That's the first protetype. We're having bigger pockets on the side. It's being narrowed down a little bit, smaller handle.
Do this to people?
Because a bit of excitement.
I think the biggest thing with our bags, and it's the same with the Vito ones, and it's like you need a designated pocket for your voltage testers. You know, your prong.
This is what that's designed for on the side.
Yeah, that's what you need to have. Now, going back to that test bag, it is lovely. It is Rolls Royce. It is finally nice. Because what the problem is what I didn't realise. You know, with the Vito, like I've got a few lads and a few testers. You know, it's not just me. You know what I mean? Yeah. But everyone bought the Vito bag, didn't they? The test bag. But the trouble is, it's an American brand, and they don't have the MFTs, do they? They don't have testers. They don't even bother. I don't know if they do a grander scale for the testers, but they
don't do testing, do they?
But it's 110, isn't it? It's not like 240. So it's like being on the site. Like you see him just like
it's on.
Sorry.
Yeah. It's on. It's working. There we go.
You see all that sort of stuff. So that's why I don't think the Vito, because like one of the lads has got the Vito one. I don't like it because you have to get everything out. But the velocity bag is nice. The only gutting thing is that I've got an old set of Irazolas, like they're virtually brand new, and I was going to put them in there. But the biggest Irazolas, they're like they're like the cream of the crop of screwdrivers, but they were bought out by Baco. Yeah, they were bought out by Baco, so they lost their standard.
Well, I love the testing bag, and obviously I promoted it, and I got 3 of them. My thing was the size. I wanted it small enough to fit inside a van vault. So I'm also in talks with them. I'm going to make a cube version of it. Yeah. So just for our basics, we're going to have MFT stand up at the back. We'll have a pocket at the front for our leads, pocket at the front for whatever you want. You'll have a side pocket, or in the lid will be for our labels. We're going to have a nice D clip on the right hand side, which will be for our fly leads.
Yeah.
And then on the left hand side, we will have, have you seen what everyone's doing on Instagram at the moment with the loose socket? You just plug your continuity test, your plug socket.
Surf-based Sparky makes them.
That's it. Yeah. I'm going to want to make a small cube version.
Yeah.
For our basics that will fit in a van vault. But it's obviously it's the problem is when you ever look into making a tool bag, every single person has ever made one. Like there's nothing you can think of original.
The only trouble is which I do. I love them plug-in testers. I've got one on each of my bags. The only trouble is with some of the test bags, which you've got to take into consideration, because I can only speak for myself, but I do a lot. I don't anymore since Brexit and obviously COVID. But we used to do a lot of commercial testing at the weekend. You could earn more money on a Saturday than you could ever do during the week. You know,
right? Yeah.
But you take your test kit up, but if you couldn't have stuff hanging off it because either it get lost or robbed, you're going through the train station and all that, and you've got stuff. That's why I used to have the CK little bags, whether they got lost or they got robbed or but it's something you have to draw into consideration, because I just imagine it must be the same for people in Manchester, Birmingham. People must travel in, but that's
for me, traveling on the trains and tube around London with a bag was hell.
The best one I'd done is I went up there with a pack out. I'd done a kitchen thing, and I just bought the Milwaukee pack out. The roller trol. No. It was about up to my chest. It was embarrassing.
But you get
so cold.
You get to a train station or a tube station where they ain't got a lift. You got to get it down the stairs.
Disappointment, yeah. Which one was it? I think it weren't Liverpool Street, because Liverpool Street would have had this thing, wouldn't it? But it was like Aldgate or something like that, where it just didn't have nothing.
A nightmare train.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, nightmare tube stations. With me, when I was jobbing in London, in the end, all I would take on All I would take it on the first day is one of the thin T-stack cases
Yeah.
with my hand tools.
Yeah.
And what I've done is I put a couple of hoops on them, like D hooks, D clips, and then I put like a strap, and I could fit in there. I could fit in there my combi drill, and my SDS, and my hand tools, and like a continuity tester, and that's what I would go to London with on my first day. I would not carry round like one of their big backpacks, a big like some people would be carrying like I don't know 50 kilos worth of tools around, like they're going on like some mad SAS mission.
Oh, I fall short of that all the time. I carry around about 3 sets of grips, like 4 different sets of like adjustables. Yeah, but I do work out of a van, so it's not as bad.
This is what I'm saying. When I was jobbing in London, you'd see people turn up with like 15 screwdrivers, and I'd say to them, "Why have you got that?" Oh, I don't really know, because
that's me. It'd be me. It'd be like, yeah, mate. Look, do you want to have it? Like, I'll give you a tour if you want.
I'd kick your bag over and throw it over the side and be like, "Get out of my face."
Sorry, Seb, to butt in, but I've just thought of another game changer tool that I didn't mention, which made me think of that is laser levels. That is probably one of the biggest game changers, because you've got real nice ones. You've got the Bosch ones, haven't you? One of my biggest regrets is I've got the Dewalt ones. Oh, what you got there? Oh, what's that?
What's this?
The IMEX. So they sent it me the other day. I've got a video going out tomorrow with it on.
What's that? The Lonsdale version?
Well, I never heard of it, but apparently they are the absolute dogs for laser equipment. I've never heard of them. So they reached out to me and said, "Can you give it a go? Because you've got all the Bosch stuff, you love it." Yeah. And we used it the other day. Brilliant laser.
Yeah, them Bosch ones are expensive, aren't they?
Yeah, so the one sorry, I've had a tattoo on my elbow and I've just hit it. The one I bought the other day
on your elbow. I can't see it. Oh, Rose.
Yeah. Oh God, it's sore.
So generic.
Yeah, it was a gap filler. Trust me. No one wants to get their elbow tattooed because it's very painful. The Bosch one I bought last because I was sick of the battery going flat was the 12.8. 10.8 battery. Absolutely machine it is.
Yeah, I've got to say that's probably one of my biggest regrets was I buy the DeWalt ones of the lasers. I think they're like for about 100 quid, they're perfect. But the only trouble is with the green ones, they're just literally within about 3 hours, they've gone. And the thing is with the DeWalt one is, the cheap DeWalt ones with the batteries, like they're literally as soon as like within 3 hours, instead of like the old one where it used to fade, it just turns off.
Yeah, mine does the same. It flashes a few times, but if you miss it, then it's off.
Yeah. You know what I did the other day? I've got the old red laser.
Yeah, I've got them. Yeah.
And I have a tote on site, so I load up the tools I need, and then I'll go and do a job. And I had that in my tote, and I threw my croppers into the tote. And you couldn't do it if you'd done it 100 times. You couldn't do it again.
Oh, what's going to happen.
Straight into the glass. Crack my glass, man.
100 quid later. Yeah.
No, do you know what? You can buy the glass and fit it yourself.
Oh, can you?
It's about 12 quid. So I've ordered one. It's so annoying. And I've had that. Do you know once I was on site and I was in this, it was a flat bashing in London, and it was one of them really dodgy sites where you had to lock the door of the flat you was in, otherwise your tools would go missing if you went in another room. Yeah, anyway, I didn't. Yeah. And I was actually measuring out sockets in the room and like using my laser to get them all at the right height. And I turned away on my phone. I looked back up. I was like, "Oh, my batteries must have run out." Honestly, within like 20 seconds of looking at my phone, someone had robbed my laser whilst I was using it.
Oh my God!
How's that even a thing?
Oh, that is so funny. I'll ask you a question. When you use a laser, the same as you, Nick. I always used to run the laser along the top of the box, but then
so I do it underneath. But I know what you're going to say.
Someone on Instagram said about running them through the lugs, and I'll tell you, ever since they've always been bang on. Like obviously, I take pride in my work, so they're hardly ever going to be because obviously it's the face. It's when it goes that way, you can't always see that, can you?
Yeah,
that's one of the best tips I've had. That is.
Mine was exactly the same what you said. People say do it from the middle, but when I hold the box up, let's say it's a metal knockout box, I would hold it up and just draw around it. But everyone says, why don't you just turn it the other way around? Because it's sharp and it sticks on the wall, doesn't slip. Instead of using the back of the box, use the front. I was like, oh, well, I've never thought about that.
Yeah, but the trouble is, though, guys, is that if you can remember all these tricks, you'd be doing a better job, wouldn't you?
Exactly, yeah.
You know
what's good though is those their CK box template.
I've never used
really.
One.
Yeah, I think they're absolutely charming, really, but I think they're a bit of a nonsense, really.
I like them. It just takes a thinking out of it. You get it. You got the little level. Bosh, done.
Well, the trouble is that the little spring on them. I don't
take
think
that off.
I don't think anyone's figured out that we've got to be at 450, not 300 anymore. You know what I mean? When they keep the price down, they can't afford to put the metal at the right price, can they?
I didn't realise it was a spring.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of like a spring. It's like a called. Listen, I'll rip that straight off.
Yeah.
But mind you, I don't really do sockets anymore. I do dado.
No. I don't think. Yeah. I don't use, to be fair, I don't even use dry lining boxes anymore. I can't stand them. We use them the brackets, the metal brackets they do.
I've seen them, but I'm never organised enough to buy them beforehand.
Yeah, they're only about £1. And we used to do like all the lads prefer doing the wooden noggins and all that, but they're only £1. And if you work it out for time and all that, they're just quicker.
Was it self-tappers?
Yeah.
Well, on the metal, you have to have the top hat ones. But one of my friends done one of them flat blocks, and he run the job
what's
and all
the top
that.
hat one?
The flat pin ones. The ones with the circle. Dry liners. They have the two different type screws, don't they? They have the long ones, and they have the one with the hat. It's like a.
Self tapper, like the little self tappers.
Yeah, but with a big
Yeah, I know.
Base, one of those types. But because on the edge of the plasterboard, it's chamfered, isn't it? So you can get the tape in there.
Yeah,
and that's where it's got to go in. But the dry liners reckon that it pushes them out. I think it's just a load of nonsense because they don't want to be in the boxes.
I've had that before, and what they want you to do is on the metal stud. On the metal stud work. They want you to fix them inside, but it's such a ball ache. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it.
Yeah, it's because
around it.
Yeah, it's because they used to get paid for cutting the holes, but now they don't, do they? So they don't want to cut them.
This is something that winds me up about on site. Why is it that every other trade gets the electricians to sort of do what they want? Don't put them there because it blows that out. Oh, can you do this? Can you do that? It's always the electricians that have got to make concessions, not the other subpar trades like dry liners. Listen, mate, dry liner. You're right down the totem. Don't ask me for nothing.
It annoys me because I try and do it the opposite. So I make my life harder, push all the cables up so you can just board it flat, skim it, and I'll cut the holes out afterwards. Yeah. Come back on site and they pulled the cables through all of the wrong places. I literally asked you to do one thing which makes your life easier, which is just hide all the cables. I think they were too high to listen to me. That's why.
I think the worst thing is with the dry lining as well is that you've obviously all had it before. Is where you use the dry lining boxes and they're supposed to plaster over it, aren't they? So you just see the square edge, don't you?
Yeah.
That is, and you get there and they've hit the trowel. It's half hanging out. It's a complete nightmare, isn't it? So not only do you have to second fix the socket twice, the decorator has to take it off, and it's just a nightmare. So with them well-woven ones, woven or whatever, there's probably different brands of them. It's just that it's banged straight to the front of the box, which it should be, because that's another thing you don't see anymore. Is I remember when I was apprentice, we used to have to put skeleton boxes, like when you do metal conduit and all that, you used to have to build them out about a foot now. And now some sites you go to, even when I'm testing, I kind of turn a blind eye because you've got. Because it can't be comply with fire regulations, can it? If you've got the gap between the box, because we've all done it.
You got pins, 75mm pins.
Yeah. You do need
to have the skeleton boxes, and you can get them at different depths as well.
Yeah. Get them also, and it's another thing is what you don't see is the acoustic pads and all that. You don't see them anymore, do you?
You know what I hate? Patty pads.
I've got a few in the unit. Never used them.
I had to do a job, student accommodation, a couple of years ago down in Canterbury. Mate, party pad everything, and there's a certain way they want it done. Can't have no gaps. Yeah, I'm like, when did this become our job? Party padding sockets.
Yeah, because you have to have them, don't you? Like if it goes into a corridor or if it goes into an upper room, that's when you got to have them. Because the amount of times you go in places, you look through, you take the sockets off, you could be like in next door, can't you? It's terrible.
What annoys me as well with the new builds is every socket and switch they've corked round for the airtight seal. You know when they do pressure testing at the end.
Yeah.
They literally go around
everything.
Pendants, cork to the ceiling. Oh, we'll do a bead around that. Leave it alone, mate. Just stop it. Oh, because every time it comes around to your turn, can you just change some sockets over for us? Yeah, you go around with your knife and some pricks painted over the socket a bit, and you end up peeling something. You think, oh, why?
Listen, I've got something to talk about when it comes to power tools. Quickly, I used to give Dave O'Savo, the legend that is Dave O'Savo, a hard time about Ryobi.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been doing some research. They're not bad. Like, honestly, I've been looking at their range. It's getting better. They got a bandsaw.
Yeah, but equally, it's the Ryobi name, and then on top of it is the colour. Change both of them, and you'll be winning.
No, I don't know. I'm going to go to B&Q and sit. Listen, my Dewalt kit is at least 6 years old now. It's coming to the end of its life.
Yeah.
And although I bought new bits for it, you can always sell them on or give them away, whatever. I ain't that fussed about it. I'm deeply considering a move to a new brand. Yeah. And I'm a bit hesitant to go Milwaukee because everyone is. And I don't like doing what.
And they cost a bit more. You put a Milwaukee next to Bosch, every tool's a little bit more.
I know, but Bosch has got like that DIY name to it, isn't it?
No, what, Ryobi 8? Wait.
Yeah, what, when you could buy a lawnmower and a trimmer?
It's like I watched sorry, sir, I just still got the picture on my phone of that bag, and I was just going to ask you, has it got going to have a bigger strap then on it as well?
It's going to have a carry strap as well, yeah.
Are they a British brand, Velocity?
Yeah.
They are, yeah.
They're right up near Nick.
Well, about an hour from me, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Sam. Going back to that Ryobi, I watched this YouTube channel, and they'd done a review of all their stuff, and it's quite clever what they're doing because they're obviously going for the
listen to this.
Level.
All right, Will was talking.
No, yeah, we're not going to finish it.
Guess what? Ryobi Power Tools and Ryobi Outdoor Power Equipment are brands of Tectonic Industries, used under license from Ryobi Limited. Tectonic Industries also owns Milwaukee.
Oh no!
That is
maybe Ryobi is just Milwaukee
tied up.
Ryobi colours.
Yeah, it makes sense, mate. Yeah, it does definitely make sense.
Like maybe you all get mugged, and I'm going to go out and buy Ryobi.
I'll tell you what. You buy that Ryobi and buy a Milwaukee, then drop it off a set of steps and see which one walks off. Isn't it?
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah. No, as I was saying, with that Ryobi, it's clever for the DIY. It's clever for the like friends like I've got like mates who work in offices and stuff like that. If they can use a battery that can do their hedge trimming and do like jet washing, because they're even doing like the stand-up hoovers.
Yeah.
What they've got in, they've even gone into that market. They're pretty clever. It's a good idea. If you're not like, as I say, that is the difference between professional tools and Ryobi, isn't it? Is that I wouldn't trust that from dropping off a set of steps. No. It will last. It's obviously going to be well made, isn't it?
You got to think as well with the DIY tools. The amount of people like go around and like friends own tools. My best mate's he's got a Ryobi kit, got an impact combi drill, and he bought a circular saw. It'll last him decades because he only uses it 3 times a year. That's it.
Yeah. And he could just buy the bare units, can't they?
That's what he's done, yeah.
Because now that's what we've been doing for years, because I always buy the bare units, and it's like now they're selling it like as if it's a new market thing as well.
Yeah, I don't buy any power tools.
But yeah, fair play to you. You know,
Cheers, mate.
good luck to you. Yeah, but yeah. Oh no, I'm gutted, and I've got the now. Well, I don't actually buy them. My company buy them. You know what I mean? It's like, hell, I could have gone on holiday with them. I was just spent all for my apprentices and all that. But yeah,
mate, it's well worth it, though, isn't it?
Hold on a minute. So let's just talk about you for a second. So from last time you was on, with our Davis.
Yeah.
So you've grown a bit since, haven't you?
No, not really.
No?
No. I've
grown
always
over the last couple of years, though, haven't you?
To a certain degree. The PRS has definitely helped us. You know, the testing's helped us grow.
Right.
But yeah, I've always had a cut. I never really. I always try and undersell it, mate. To be fair.
Why?
Sorry.
Why?
Because why not? You know what I mean? I want to work local. Like my business is focused on working local. I don't want to work in London. You know, you've been to where I live, don't you? So I'm literally like in Stevenage.
Honestly,
I don't want to work
the
there.
hills had eyes.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it is the backwoods of a farm in backwoods, deep south North Carolina. Honestly, it is backwoods.
What are you talking about, Sam?
Where your unit is?
Yeah, where my unit is. Yeah, I'm not going to tell people where my unit is.
It's literally in a barn in the back of a farm. You would never ever know it is there, and then you just got this weird geezer walking around with loads of tools. And I was like, "Oh, that's Will."
Handsome as fuck. Do you know what's even odder as well? Is that from where I live, I drive past Corey. You know Corey from Artisan.
Yeah.
I drive past him daily, like because he lives literally about 3 streets away from me. When I come to my unit, I drive past him. It's really weird.
You fanboy him. You're like,
I'll give him his dues. He's a good old boy, Corey. He really is. He's a good lad. You know,
there's so many jokes there. I'm just going to be responsible adult and not say them.
How come you've not had him on here? Well, is he too big for you?
Well, I never asked Corey. I've spoken to Corey loads of times.
He's a smashing lad. He's helping me with a customer, just a fault finding, and every time I've asked him, he's sweet. You know.
I would happily have Corey on. Do you know what it is? It's the reason I don't have certain people on is because I just haven't got round to it. Like, remember, this is like a hobby rather than like, it's so hard to arrange guests week in, week out. It is hard.
And we've not even had Adam on it yet?
He won't come on though, will he?
He will. He's back up on YouTube. I think he doesn't mind. He's not a shy lad anymore.
He's quite boring though, isn't he?
You're boring and fat. Right down.
I see that Trade Legends you done where Adam smashed Ryan, didn't he? Ryan.
It's well funny, isn't it? Yeah.
It's absolutely.
Don't mention Trade Legends on my podcast, bro.
Well,
you're not friends, no.
No, I'm not asking to come on yet. He's still on the list.
Listen, I will never.
You've not been asked. No. You've not been asked. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
I wish you'd ended this 5 minutes
biting.
ago. Yeah, well, you should. You should say that when you're about to eat some food as well.
Oh, how rude, Nicholas.
Sorry.
Right.
Sorry.
So what is your favourite hand tool, Brandon?
So I've got one, but
Nippex.
I can't announce it yet.
Nippex.
Definitely not Nippex. Definitely not Weehaw. They're all way too expensive.
Weehaw isn't. Weehaw is. Weehaw is quite cheap.
No, it's not. It's exactly the same price. I've been looking at it.
No,
I'd go Nippex. Everything I've got Nippex.
Yeah,
and
Weehaw. That Weehaw, the screwdrivers curl up, don't they? Yeah. Too easy, really. I'm not a fan of those.
Their cutters and that, and their pliers, the VDE coating is really nice looking. Like they look nice.
What, the Weehaw ones?
Yes.
Yeah, the handles are comfortable, but the actual ends curl over too easy. You know?
Sam doesn't have the power like we do, Will. That's what it is.
Fool. Listen, what I'd say is I'm going to be dropping a bomb soon on the best hand tools that money can buy.
I don't know about this. So
not the car, is it?
Listen, trust me, these hand tools, everyone's going to want them. When I blow it up, everyone's going to want them.
Right. So someone approached you, have you just bought something and you're going to blow it up?
No, I'm going to blow it up.
Okay.
Trust me, they're better than every other tool out there.
Okay. Have we heard of them?
Nope.
Right.
But when you hear about them, when I drop it, I've got to speak to them this week. When I drop it, you're going to be like, oh wow, I did not know.
I did not know.
It will blow away NICEIC. It will blow away Wearer, the whole lot. It's better than all of them combined. If they all combined into like a super team, this one brand by itself will smash them.
And what we're looking at costing wise?
Probably the same as NICEIC.
Okay.
But
I look forward to this, Sam.
NICEIC is overpriced French tat.
I disagree.
NICEIC's German.
This is French.
It's German.
It's German.
French.
It's
Right.
German.
Hello, Google.
Is that?
Of course they're German. The geezer who owns it's called Franz, isn't he?
Where's NICEIC made?
In Germany.
German company.
All right, maybe I'm thinking of Bacco.
Oh,
Baco used to be Swedish, but now it's owned by Snap-on.
oh, is it?
Yeah. They all are. To be fair, it's like the brands, it's once good because it's like funny enough. I just done a video on screwdriver bits for Armeg. Not that they're the greatest, but I quite liked them because they're the first ones I see where I can actually do a whisker box up, with a back drill, and I like the idea of that. So I've done a little video. But the first ones I ever had, did you ever remember a company called Snappy? They were the first ever.
Yes, the carpenter's tools. They come with a rollout.
They've done the proper class tools, didn't they? But they've been bought out by Trend now, and I bought some off Amazon. They're coming tomorrow, I think. And I thought, and they were the first ones I really liked because you used to get the security bits, didn't you, in the rubber box? Because you never used to have the internet, did you? So you would only get it at the on the counters. So
yes.
Yeah, I used to love my mates were all chippies, and they had you get the carpenter's pouch or the impact pouch. And it was great. I never bought one because they were always about 90 quid a roll with all the bits in.
Yeah.
But I've got them Armeg ones. I bought the Armeg ones with the little magnet, the red cup that sits on the end.
Yeah. They're awesome until they just fly off.
I just ripped them all off in the end and just used the bit, to be honest.
I really like the Armeg hole saws.
So the Armeg ones are going to be the same as the CK ones and the
they've all been there's Starrett, CK, and Armeg. I think they all do the same one. But honestly, that concept of having the little spring inside,
and it's and then the whole combed over at the top as well, so you can't go all the way through.
Yeah, so it happens. It happens once, and it gets stuck, and then you can't even get the bit out because it turns it round. You know what I mean? Yeah,
I love them. I love them. They're. I won't use anything else now. If you come to me with a normal hole cut, I'll throw it out the window.
Have you not seen that trick that I see on YouTube that I've done on one of my earlier videos, which actually works a treat? Is that if you get a single core like 2.5 or 1.5 between the arbor and the blade, it works a treat, and it even works for a core cut. And you wouldn't believe, literally, we've done a job. Like after I see some American guy, it's just some American young lad, just put it on a video, and I tried it, and I thought, absolute load of nonsense. Then we had to do 72 downlights, the Aurora ones, probably 65, 70 mil holes and all that. And at the end of the day, I literally had to get my grips because obviously the dust gets in there. One thing, and it come off, and it works every time.
So my little tip that I saw, similar thing, was if you're putting up chipboard floors, 4-inch hole, and you can't be asked to take everything apart, is once you've got it in there, just put a wood screw and just drill a wood screw all the way through, and it pushes the wood out the top.
I see that Luke the Sparky, he done it.
He does that.
It's so clever. It's just silly things like that you just don't see, that you would never see, would you? Really, and it's just but it's not very often you really drill like that size.
No, I won't ever go with them. Is it Armeg do it with the actual 4-inch hole, and you put the plug in afterwards and everything?
They're absolutely pony. I've got the
really?
I've got the cavity. I bought the cavity ones. I thought, sweet, like this is going to change everything. It just ends up, first couple of holes it's okay, but if you're doing a proper job, then it just burns the drill out.
Right.
And plus and all, it just doesn't sit well with me. Like we siliconed it down because it just don't seem right, does it? It's like, I know the cup has got like a 5 mil groove all the way around it, but it's just like, nah, that ain't.
Actually, you can't really beat the old-fashioned way. Just get a bit of CLS in the van and then just brace it up afterwards.
Yeah, we always have a couple of lamps on it because that's what we do with the ceiling. I'd rather cut the ceiling. Ceiling's easier to repair.
Yeah.
And most people, you know, even some bang average person like me can make the filling look pretty good on that. You know what I mean?
Fact.
Right, listen, enough tool talk. Wills, thank you for coming on. Nick,
Thank you, mate.
thank you for coming on.
All right, nice to meet Nick as well.
And you, mate. Catch you next time.
Monday
Definitely.
Club, we're out.